Anthony Mackie read after he was on the Pivot podcast. And he said some things that I think are more than worthy of a conversation.
Business 24 years, right? And I've seen people go from nothing to the biggest stars in the world. I've seen people go from one role to winning Academy Awards and doing all this shit. And what I realized yesterday thinking about it, we're lying to our kids, dog. And I think that's a big problem in our community. We tell our kids that and this is fresh on my heart, like I literally just came to this conclusion last night. We tell our kids if they do right and they make the good grades and they go to the programs and they will become successful. If you work hard enough, your work will be paid off. And that's not true. Success is given. It's not earned. Because you can be the most brilliant. If one person don't tap you, each one of y'all, there were people who could hit harder, who could catch better, who could run faster, but somebody said, you're the one. And the other 50 behind you fell off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And because of that, I don't know what that emotion or that feeling is the scary thing. Because I went to all the programs. I've done Broadway. I've done off-Broadway. I've been in the business 24 years. I've been in 2 Academy Award films. I've done independent films. I've done major motion pictures. Now I'm Captain America. So now what?
Wow. I got to catch that whole podcast.
Next.
Yo, go check the Pivot. Go check out the Pivot because what their brother's putting down there, that's some real. But back to what Anthony Mackie said, the great Anthony Mackie. He said, as great as you are, as great as you think you are, no matter how many achievements you get, you had to be chose. When I hear Elon Musk and these others, Tucker Carlson, I hear these people talking this nonsense, meritocracy. Man, it ain't meritocracy. It's nepotism, it's cronyism. It's if you won't shut up and do what they tell you to do, if you get out of line, and that right there, those things I just mentioned, that go for everybody. Black people don't realize white people get canceled all the time. It's just very quiet. It just don't work no more. And they don't get a platform to complain. Till now, social media has given people a platform to complain about being canceled. But before then, they just wouldn't get hired. That's why Weinstein was knocking them down in his office, because you just get blackballed, you just don't get seen again. I used to think it was meritocracy, and if you were really great, people had to hire you because you're great. But what is great? Damn, I love what Anthony Mackie said. Hope people are thinking about this. What does great mean? It's all about what they put a premium on. Case in point, Al Sharpton's show, the ratings blow. Not many more people watch Al Sharpton's show than watch this show. And I got no budget, no staff. But he's still on TV because people decided he was useful. Right? You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody watch this show. When they were complaining about Joy Reid, why nobody looked at Jen Psaki? Who's watching Jen Psaki? Who's watching Al Sharpton? Come on now. I mean, Joy's numbers were garbage, were getting garbage, but if they were as bad as Al Sharpton, man, she may have needed a wellness check. I mean, come on, let's be real. You got one day a week and it's on a Saturday. How many boomers are there that are getting up to watch this guy? Yeah, sometimes it's about, it ain't, so they'd have to put a premium on you doing your job well. And there ain't no premium for standing up for black people. That's what I do very well. Ain't no premium on that. I learned that from the progressives. I mean, once you get marked, you are marked. That's it. Even when I was in a regular job, when I was a government contractor here in DC, I didn't think about it. I thought I was killing it. But then as I think back after what Mackie said, he's right. Even though I was doing well, I was able to take care of my family. It was only because somebody hired my ass. So at some point, someone said, okay, I got chose. Now, I have my own company now, so I choose me. I increase my odds of being chose by choosing myself. But as long as people get to gatekeep, as long as there's a gatekeeper, you got to be chose, no matter how good you are. So this whole meritocracy argument is just camouflage. It's just some agreed upon lie by people with money who get to prep their kids, send them to the best schools, have the best connections. We all know it's about connections. We know, we do know connections play such a hard, because if you can pick up the phone and plug someone, give somebody an opportunity, you can make a phone call to somebody you know. That is more than half the battle. That is like 90% of the battle, Johnson. 90%. Anybody who's been out of work understand what I'm talking about. You ever been out of work? I've been looking for a job. Can't find a job. Look for 6 months. Who's been in the job market? Who has ever been out of work for 6 months and was really trying? If you were like me, at one point I was like that, and I'll tell you, that's much more work than working. Looking for a job is harder than having a job and going to work. It's less stressful, that's for damn sure. Particularly if you're working in the government in any capacity, even if you're a contractor. Contractors have a much harder job than government workers, but still, it's better than looking for a job. Ain't nothing more stressful, nothing harder to do than look for a job all day. Go in and interview. Wait on phone calls. Wait on emails. So, Anthony Mackie's got a great point, an excellent point. This whole meritocracy conversation leaves out so much. It leaves out so much. We up against it in so many ways. Folks, I don't want to make this all about me. You've got your own story. You know how this applies to you. And if you know like I know. If you know like I know. But see, when you're young, and I think we need to be honest, because the mental health aspect of it, right? Even if we can't change it, it's good to realize it and accept this is the battle. Because if not, I think too many people turn in on themselves, man. Too many people think it's something they're doing wrong. Too many people look at other people doing whatever they're doing, and you don't know the backstory to anything. You just assume you're not doing something right. And I'm here to tell you, no. In most cases, that's not the problem. It's not you. The person you up against may have 3 degrees. They try to code switch with you just like they code switch with white folks. Don't compare yourself to anybody else, man. That's the worst thing you can do. And I've been slowly learning that. Because I'm very competitive. Them people, somebody getting it, and you're like, damn, how they doing it? You never know what they're doing to get it. You don't know who they know. You don't know who they know. Who put a word in for them. Who's working on their behalf behind the scenes. They never tell you. Whose family they come from. People don't have to tell you. They don't tell you shit. You'll be walking around thinking, what is wrong with us, baby? Why can't we get it together? I'm tired of us living like that. You don't even know what's going on with these other people, man. You don't know what rabbits they got up their sleeve. They didn't grow up in a project, so they didn't grow up at the thrift store. They didn't grow up picking up junk off the side of the road, fixing it up, and trying to sell it out the back of the car. They didn't grow up like you. They ain't gonna tell you. They ain't gonna tell you they got a trust account. They ain't gonna tell you that their parents have never wanted for anything. Jasmine Crockett, perfect example. She went to a school that cost more money than my parents spent. Jasmine Crockett's parents spent more money on her to go to elementary school or to go to middle school for 1 year than my parents spent on my entire education. Jasmine Crockett went to a school that cost $35,000 a year. And that's not college. That was her Catholic school. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know that by listening to her talk? Do you know that by, you don't hear that? Do you hear that? I hear, she sound like Sexy Red sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? So never. So what I'm saying is you will hear somebody tell you and you'll think, okay, why is this person outperforming? Why are they killing it? Don't blame yourself. Please don't blame yourself. You don't know what's going on. Put your head down, do your thing. Make your connections. Build your, work on whatever you're doing, but please, because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They could be sleeping their way to the top. They could be a cousin of somebody. They ain't going to tell you. I've known people who had a lot of money in the bank, had money coming out their ass, never told me. I found out much later, like, wow. I worked with a guy, his name was Joe. I worked with him for 4 years. One day he came to me and said, Tim, could you reset my password? Man, I forgot it. I went to reset his password for the first time. I looked into his account because I was a system administrator for this contract. And then his name was Joe Jose. I was like, good to meet you, Jose. Because he looked Italian. He been passing the whole time. I ain't knocking him. He was passing the whole time. Everybody knew him as Joe. Badge Joe, everything Joe. Real name Jose. Most black people can't do that, you know. Black, they know when it comes in the door. People don't know you're gay. Let's just say something. Unless you're flaming, unless you're flamboyant. Like David Allen Greer, Men on Film. Marlon Wayans, they were doing Damon Wayans, my bad, Damon. Yeah, they want to compare blackness to all those other things, but it ain't. In closing, guys, Anthony Mackie dropped a truth bomb, and hopefully some people can use it. And it's not to bring you down. No, it's to add clarity. Add clarity to what you got to deal with. And because the worst thing, man, number one cause of divorce is economic problems. Sometimes I think it's not even problems. I think it's just economic aspirations that have been unfulfilled. And people blaming each other, blaming two poor people blaming each other because they don't have no money. Two people without money blaming each other because they don't know how to handle money, they don't have money, or they don't know how to get ahead with the little bit they have. And looking at other people who got whatever they have and not knowing at all how they got it, but assuming they're in the same league. When I say league, I don't mean anything personal. You could be a better person, right? You could be a better person. You could do for others. You can be kind, empathetic, supportive, generous, a great mother, a great father, a great friend, a great parent, a great daughter, a great son. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about morality. All right, guys, let's keep it moving. I could stay here too long. I think we need to communicate. That's all I'm doing is communicate. We'll talk about Elon and all this other stuff and other things that happen in a minute. Somebody need to hear this. Somebody's back is against the wall and they don't know why they can't. They're depressed, they're down. You're more than what your bank account is. And you're more than what you're more than your goals. And that thing you're doing while you're even going for those goals, that's living. And it matters how you do that. It matters how you live. Not just what you get, not just what you own, but the way you live your life. All right, y'all, that's it. That's all I got. I love y'all. All right. Sometimes the people that get picked are the people that will do the least for us collectively. And that's why they got picked. And that's the condition of them being picked. So sometimes the people that we look up to, look how great they are. The reason why they're in that position is because they're not going to help your ass. Not so great now, are they? Hmm? You know the deal. Independent black media stays unapologetic, raw, and real. Now you can wear the movement. From the 10 Black Wolf Pack to the Cornbread Collection. We got gear for the real ones. For men, women, even the little ones. No weak threads, no weak messages. Rep the truth. Rep the movement. Hit up 10blackpauls.com and grab yours today. Because cornbread ain't free. Wolfpack.